Welcome back, guys. Beautiful sunny day here in southern Spain. Currently got about 27 degrees, heading towards 30 at the weekend, I believe Saturday. And I'm out for a ride on the Vos 900. Absolutely stunning ride. I've actually got my summer boots on, my mesh jacket and my summer riding jeans. Yeah, so thoughts this week. I've been tweaking around with my Ducati 350 scrambler, and I'll try and set the camera up over there and I'll talk a bit more about that. Yeah, it's mid-afternoon. A lot of people coming down to picnic and walk, and I've just set the camera up on the handlebar mount on the bike. I was saying about the Ducati 350 scrambler. On the Ducati 350 scrambler, which was one of the models made by Motortrans, under license by Ducati in Spain, and there's quite a mad story behind Motortrans. There was a period where there was a disagreement between North America and the Ducati factory in Italy, and the only way they could circumnavigate that to get bikes into the UK and other European countries was jump onto the Spanish production. And my bike is actually a Motortrans model, the 350 scrambler, and unlike the Italian models that came with a Dell'Orto carburettor, the ones made in Spain came with an amyl carb. And when I first got the bike, it had an amyl carb on. You do the usual thing, you tickle it to start it, to get it going, get a bit of fuel in it, leave the ignition off, kick it over a couple of times, get the fuel through into the carburettor and through into towards the engine, put the ignition on, give it a kick, and normally it starts. But for 3 years or so, I've struggled and struggled, even though I had a new amyl carb. Bearing in mind that these amyl carbs here in Spain, for the large ones, the large diameter ones, so we're talking 30mm, they're getting up for €200. Anyway, I've struggled with it, could never get it running right, either too rich, couldn't get it leaner, it was always running on the rich side. And lately, when I was taking it out, it'd get to about 100 kph, and then any more than that, you'd throttle it and it'd just balk and die off, and you'd have to dethrottle. Anyway, just out of curiosity, I was on AliExpress, the famous AliExpress, and I saw the crazy prices carbs from about €7 upwards. And the particular carb I saw, they did it in all different sizes, from about 20mm, 28, 22, 23, right up to 35 on the inlet. And I bought a 33mm one, and I think it was under €20. And it looks like a typical off-road bike type carb with a float in the bottom. The float pin is the same as the amyl, similar setup. Anyway, got it, took the other one off the bike, not thinking it would make any major difference, and thinking obviously that when I put it on I would have to fettle it, get the mixture and everything right on it. And it did say on the advert that it was factory setup, so they tested it on the bench on an engine to get the fuel mixture right. Anyway, whipped the other one off, the amyl carb, put the €20 AliExpress one on with a manual choke, no cable choke, and put the choke on half. You can have it half or full on, half choke, left the ignition off, kicked over 2 or 3 times just to get the juice through into it, put the ignition on, and away it went. It started straight away. Let it warm up, tested it on the throttle, running sweet as a nut, even on full throttle. Took it out for a ride, straight up to 120, not a problem. So it's either things have moved on production wise, or things have got better for cheaper, or it's not going to work for that long and it'll eventually fail. But for €20, it's just absolutely bonkers that you can now get things for certainly old bikes that were always a pig to start on a Kickstarter. You can get these things, you can just swap them over and the bike will start. So what I've done, I've got a few bits for the Ducati 350 scrambler. I've changed the brake lever, the clutch lever, because the original ones were really sort of a long reach and there's no adjustability on them. And I've swapped them for ones that look exactly the same, black, same colour. Swapped them over, and I've kept all the original bits in a box. So what I'll do eventually, if I sell the bike, all the bits I've changed, all the cables and all the rest of it, I've got the original pieces, bits and bobs. The air filter that was on the Ducati 350 scrambler was in the side panel, similar to most bikes of that era. So you open the side panel, the filter's in there. So Again, this is absolutely crazy. I've got a cone filter that you see on most bikes now. So I've got a blue cone filter to match the bike. €3 from AliExpress delivered. Absolutely bonkers. I've got new petcocks for the tank and a new Y piece, because it's obviously on the Amel Carb you've got 2 input points, and this has only got the 1, so it'll have to go through a Y, both sides into 1 input. But yeah, it just shows you guys, absolutely bonkers. But it also got me thinking that when I got out and rode the 350, how nice it was to ride. And it's an old bike, it's 50-year-old, and not like excessively fast. It's only a 350, but a great little bike. And that, along with my gutsy California that's now 30 years old, you know, I've got a real inkling for classic bikes. And although I've got the Meteor 650, I should say, that I consider to be a modern classic, a lot of people now, I suppose, they get modern classics like the Meteor 350 or whatever bike they buy, especially singles like the 350 single Royal Enfield line, because they want something they can press a button and just off and go on it and not have any worries. But there's a real appeal to having a classic bike and owning a classic bike. Not only the fact that you know really you're not going to get any depreciation, your bike's always going to be pretty worth what you paid for it, as long as obviously you weren't stung and paid through the nose. If you paid a reasonable price and you keep on top of it, it's always going to be worth the money. So yeah, I don't know which direction I'll go. I mean, I do like the Vosges 300 Rally that I've got. I go on that quite a bit, but now I'm leaning towards something because the trails I go on are mainly forestry trails, dirt and gravel. I'm leaning towards a classic bike along them lines, a single cylinder, maybe a Sanglass or a Bultaco, a Montesa, something Spanish maybe, I don't know. So we'll wait and see how that progresses. But I'm really enjoying my ride out today on the Vosges 900 DSX. Superb bike. I've had it 12 months now. I've not quite hit the well, it was a few months after I bought it, went in for its first service, but I've not hit the mileage at the 12-month date, which will be in about 4 weeks time, to get the 11,000 kilometre service. So the first 1,000, then 10,000 for the next one. But I think on the Vosges site it says that you must maintain it yearly or 10,000 kilometres, whichever comes first. So I probably will be around 7,500 by the time I put it in. But I may well put it in and get him to do a 12-month check on it and just go over it and see if everything's okay. Everything seems to be okay. I've tensioned the chain a couple of times and I've checked all the nuts and bolts, nothing's come loose. So guys, another random video while I'm out and scootering around on the bike. I've got, again, from AliExpress, so you can't really see. I'll take the camera off, I'll stop it and I'll piece it with it. So I don't know if you can see on the camera there, you probably won't see my head because I've got it perched on the seat. You may have to go further back if I don't run out, but yeah, I've got a pair of AliExpress motorcycle pants, fully armoured, armour in the hips, armour on the knees, fully removable, but boy are they comfortable. I mean, if anybody wants the link to these, the only caveat with them is there's no Kevlar lining in the top part that you normally see, so chances are if you had a fairly bad off you would get a rip in them, but I would imagine bang wise the armour in it is rated, so there's good armoured knee pads in there, good armoured hip pads in there, and they're really comfortable, guys. So again, crazy price. I think I paid about €33 for these from AliExpress. Anybody wants a link, hit me up in the comments below and I'll give you a link to find them. But I'm 5'10", roughly 80 kilos, inside seam 31, and I chose a medium. And without the belt, because they're stretch, they do fit okay, but you'll notice they'll start to move down without a belt on. So a belt on with them, and they're superbly comfortable to ride in. All the stretch panels are in the right place, super stretchy. So just give you that bit of information, guys. Probably useless, but I'll bob down so you can see me. So mesh jacket on. This is a really good buy. This is an LS2 jacket I bought last year. Again, armour in the shoulders, armour in the shoulders and elbows, and no back panel in this particular jacket. I've not really checked if there's a space to put a back protector in there, but I suppose if you're wearing a light jacket you could always put an under protector on, or an under protector vest. So guys, random video talking about bits and bobs, showing you my summer gear. These boots I bought a couple of weeks ago, and I got my wife the same pair. These were around the €100 mark from Motor Retailers, a physical shop. Again, toe protection, both heel protection, hard protection. Really, really comfortable. You just swear you were in a pair of trainers, though. Then ankle high boots, but again, super comfy for the bike and very casual for summer. So guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out, ride safe, and like I say, sorry my face isn't in view, but any of these points on this video you want to chat to me about, I'll be happy to chat. What do you think about the likes of my Ducati 350, swapping out the original parts, bearing in mind it's not something that just sits in the garage and I stare at, I actually ride it. So if you're going to ride a classic bike, is it sacrilegious to take the original parts off and put new modern parts on if you keep the old parts in case you ever sell it? So another question for you guys. Hit me up in the comments below, and we'll chat about that one further. So guys, take care, catch you in the next one.